pure storytelling, family. It's not really. It is about the clothes, but it's really like the message that I'm trying to bring with the clothes. It's always just coming back to tradition and Romanian techniques that I want to bring through. That is something that I hope to never lose within the brand, because it's basically the reason why I'm making and the things that I do. So just continuing the tradition of the textile fabrication and techniques. Also just always having a bit of playful energy within the collections. I don't like it when it's too serious, because it doesn't really feel like me or what I want to do. So keeping the fun going as much as we can, as much as I still have the energy for it. But yeah, I think it's just through the way my family have lived. Like, even at home in the UK, our house is very crazy decorated, and it's like, because they felt like they were repressed for so long, it's like this explosion of like fun and brightness and textures, and you can kind of feel it within the house when you walk in. So it's like I want to bring that feeling of like rebirth, and like the reason why they're so flamboyant and fun is because they couldn't do that before. So it's kind of like, even though it was like a time that wasn't great for them, it is the reason why they are the way they are today. So it is definitely important to give memory to those times too, and just mention them and just resurface and understand why my family and I are the way that we are. So the logo was, we were collecting these old vintage pins, and it was one that really stood out to me, and I just kept like holding it like in my pocket, and it just felt really cute. And it's kind of, we repurposed it and rechanged it with like an old younger photo of me as a child. So it kind of gives that kind of vintage, sinister, but also playful energy that I feel like the collection does has. It's like a balance between new, old, and yeah. I think it's just through the materiality of things. So even if we're doing like a knitwear piece and it feels like the silhouettes are kind of like known to us, just the textures that the clothes are embodying translates to that kind of fairy tale kind of storytelling element. So just the fabrication choice, the hardware within the collection, it's just like this clashing of textures that still brings the same energy that we've always done. But yeah, so I think that's, we don't want to lose too much, and I think it's the main thing within our brand is the textures and the fabrication of things. So even with some of the factories that we've been working with, there's not really been a factory, it's been more like a sample house of like a lady making the pieces. So it's still very like homey, and it's like one-off pieces that have like small production for them. So we're not going to be like mass producing. It's just like a few, like 10 pieces of each look maybe.
It was incredible. It was fast-paced. It was an extraordinary experience, and we had the best key ever. You know, it was fabulous. I mean, look at the hair. Look at the material.
No, it is insane.
The interactions I have at home in Romania are always like family. So when we do go home, we go back to like a farmhouse and we go to the little babushkas, which they had their like headscarves and they're like layered in like 6 different like Romanian traditional prints. So it always feels like I'm like kind of thrown back into like the culture. So it is amazing. I'm going back home because we don't really go like to the sea. We just go to like really like be at one with like the animals and like just like the older generation that we always want to keep in touch with, because you know everyone's growing old and we need to take care of each other. So it always feels like overwhelmingly amazing. It's kind of like reminds me like, and it makes me appreciate like how amazing Romania is and our relatives and how they never change. That they're the same as when I was seeing them when I was like 5 years old, and the same when I see them now. So that's amazing how they like kind of stopped in time. Well, as a young designer, any designer, we need to make money at some point, and doing costumes and more performance where it's amazing, but it's also not like a stable income because it's like depending on a show that's happening. So moving to ready to wear has been really like finding a way to find stability within the industry for me. Or just even get that way and wear things that make things that I would like to wear too. Away from that transition has been quite nice in a way because I feel like you can still have that performance element through the storytelling and how we're going to show the things in the show. So like just the instructions for the models and how we're styling, it's still very fun even if they're like more toned down pieces. So I think it's just the storytelling element to keep it still close to the brand. We're going to continue the shoes, definitely like implement new colors. You will be seeing in this collection like some hardware, some like metal kind of steel buttons and buckles. So we're going to bring some belts, some really fun belts. We'll be bringing some fun hats too that are very playful but also wearable. Yes, and some jewelry too as well.
A while ago I just found her on Instagram and I loved her like big fluffy pieces. But also I'm a stylist, so I pulled a couple of her pieces for a client recently and I just think they're so fun and eye-catching and unique. So yeah, I think like Instagram or something, but yeah, I've just been a long time follower of the brand, so excited to see it in person.